What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 123, and we start today's episode off by seeing that Kevin Savanier is unfortunately going to be out for the rest of the season. He of course got injured in the last game in the last episode, and I mentioned in that last episode I didn't advance, so I didn't know how long he was going to be injured for, and it's an 8-week injury, and of course as we're in mid-April right now, it means that he's going to miss the rest of the season, as the 2 months will expire, the 2 months when his injury expires in 2 months time, and he'll be fit to play again. We'll be in June and there'll be no more competitive football to play for West Brom, so that's a bit of a shame. Obviously Savanier is one of the few players in this West Bromwich Albion side who I'm not going to be that fussed about that he is going to be out for the rest of the season, because Salvio is a higher rated winger who's been on the bench, so he can come in, Carrillo can be on the left hand side, and it's going to, technically, from an overall point of view, it'll actually strengthen our West Brom first 11, but it's still a shame because Savanier, he's all about the development. He's only 18 years old, or possibly 19 now, and he's 79 overall. I was hoping that he'd be able to hit 80 before the end of the season. He still might, there's still a chance he might do that despite the injury, but it's still a shame because you want to play him in as many games as possible so he can get maximum exposure. But there you go. Still, we take on Bayern Munich for the first game of today's episode. Here is the German side come to take us on the Hawthorns for the Champions League semi-final first leg. So absolutely delighted coming into this game to reach the Champions League semi-finals in our debut season. It's really good, but the job is not done. We still want to get to the final. The first chance would fall to Bayern Munich though, and Lewandowski was denied by a very good save by Joe Hart. And in the 10th minute we had the first chance for ourselves. Jack Wilshere on the ball, sliding it through to Carrillo, and his shot going just wide of Neuer's left hand post and behind for a goal kick. So in this game I was thinking it's probably going to be the battle of the goalkeepers, to be fair, because even though both teams have a really good attacking lineup, Neuer is the best goalkeeper in the world, and Joe Hart at this point in the game at least would definitely be considered as one of the best in the world too, certainly the best in the country and in the league. With the form he's put in this year, he's one of the big reasons we are doing so well this season. But in the 13th minute then, Muller had a strike from range and almost scored a wonder goal. Thankfully for us it did hit the bar and come down, and Kyle Walker gave it back to our goalkeeper with a chest there. So still 0-0, but both sides looking very threatening early on. But Bayern Munich on this game, just like they'd probably be like in real life for most teams when they faced them, they were just so hard to stop. Every single time they came forward they looked like scoring. Again, Joe Hart had to make a great save there, and for the second time in 19 minutes they hit the woodwork. This time Mario Götze hitting the post, and in the 33rd minute Bayern Munich are on the ball again here. Lewandowski heading the ball up in the air. Joe Hart makes the save and then clears it off the line. So Bayern Munich looking so threatening in the first half. The fact it was still 0-0 was crazy. Another great save by Hart there. In the 38th minute Schweinsteiger finds Daniel Sturridge, the former Liverpool and Chelsea man, goes down the right hand side, and eventually the ball comes into Thomas Muller. He finds Mario Götze and his shot goes just wide of the far post. So still 0-0, and in the first half as we went into the dressing rooms at half time, I couldn't believe it was still 0-0 because Bayern Munich had looked so good, but thankfully for us it was still scoreless. In the 58th minute Niang goes down the left hand side, a rare chance for us here. I lobbed the ball over Neuer and it hits the bar and it's cleared away by Bayern Munich. So for the third time in this game the woodwork is struck from the cross is cleared away, and Rodriguez's pass in is cleared by Bayern Munich, and eventually get the danger away and go on the counter. But it was just a ridiculous game. Every single time both teams came forward you thought this is it now, the first goal is going to be scored. No, wait, hits the post, hits the bar, goalkeeper saves it, goes just wide the post. Still 0-0 was crazy, but as Bayern Munich do come forward here, Mario Götze cuts past his man, crosses the ball in, and Sturridge heads the ball just over the bar. So still 0-0 just past the hour mark here, and 4 minutes later another great chance for the away side. Robert Lewandowski plays it through to Thomas Muller, and again Joe Hart makes a very good save as Zambrano nods it back to our goalkeeper. And the last chance would fall here in the 79th minute. Lewandowski, the former Borussia Dortmund man, finds Benatia. He gives it to Mario Götze, and the strike is well saved by Joe Hart, and Kyle Walker clears, and it was how the game would finish as well, a 0-0 draw. And I think both teams must have walked on that pitch thinking, how on earth did Bayern Munich not win that game? Because they had so many chances, and yes, we hit the bar and Neuer had to make a good save too, but other than that it was really just such a one-way flow of traffic in the game where Bayern Munich were just dominating and putting us against the ropes, but they couldn't deliver the knockout punch. They couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Hart made a couple of good saves, he hit the woodwork a couple of times too, but in the end I have to say that's a good result. I mean, yes, we got dominated, yes, we were lucky to draw that game 0-0, but we didn't concede an away goal. I always put the emphasis on the away goal. I know it must get so tedious to hear, but I always say away goals are really important in European ties. And, you know, to us, I take that as a good result. I'm not going to say that we're the favourites going into Munich. I think that Bayern Munich will be the favourites going into that game, but I definitely feel as though we did quite well in that game to make sure we didn't concede. And yeah, if we get an away goal in Germany, Bayern Munich will have to score twice. I'm looking at the positives right now. Yes, we didn't play well, but focus on the positives, not the negatives. But still, Real Madrid beat Chelsea in the other semi-final in the first leg by 2-1. So Real Madrid will have the advantage going into the second leg of that tie. But we couldn't really focus on the Champions League as we came into this game. We had to put that matter to the side and focus on this game in the Premier League, which was against Everton here at the Hawthorns. Of course, just a few games to go now, and we're still going for that total points record, the undefeated record, the fewest goals conceded record. Still got 3 records in the pipeline, trying to beat them with just a few games to go. And we did make 10 changes for this game, against Everton. No real surprise. We had the Champions League semi-final second leg against Bayern Munich in midweek, so obviously we were going to make the changes to make sure we'd have a fully fit squad for that game, because that is more important. But even so, Hart would start the game, so I felt confident we wouldn't concede too many goals. And the first chance fell to us, Granit Xhaka's free kick being saved by Brad Guzan, and then Oviedo's strike going just wide of the post. In the 39th minute, we're on the ball again here. Saido Berahino finding Andy Carroll, looking to score the first goal of the game, and he is denied by Brad Guzan. So the American goalkeeper frustrating us in the first half. But from the corner, it's Granit Xhaka who crosses the ball in, looks for the big giant Yannick Vestergaard. It's cleared away. Morrison goes to shoot, takes it around his man, tried to shoot, got tackled by Oviedo, but as Everton come forward, Vestergaard sticks out a long leg, wins it back, finds Berahino. Good chance here as he goes for goal, and it goes just wide of Guzan's post and behind. So still 0-0 as things stand. A couple of good chances in the first half, but there wasn't actually that much good play, good sort of flowing passing to show you. A lot of the time I was just booting the ball forward, not really having a game plan in this game. But as you'll see in the 43rd minute here, Ravel Morrison's on the ball, and as he fakes shots around Kramer, he plays it through towards Saido Berahino, takes it round Besic, the last man, and finesses the ball into the corner and makes it West Bromwich Albion 1, Everton 0. So Saido Berahino, captain for the day, does make it 1-0. Very composed finish there. And of course, with Paco Alcacer coming in next year on a free transfer, Berahino is more than likely to go and drop down to a 5th choice striker, but you know, he's still a very good finisher, and he'll still get some game time if he can continue scoring the goals whenever we put him on the pitch. So Berahino opens the scoring here, and it's West Brom 1, Everton 0. And on the stroke of half time, Ross Barkley's on the ball for Everton here. He slides it through towards Bruno, really good chance. He crosses the ball in, picks out Oviedo at the far post, and he hits the post with the header, and we get the ball away. So still 1-0, and I have to say, seriously, so many times in this episode the ball was smacking the woodwork, but the ball didn't hit the woodwork here in the 54th minute. It went into the back of the net instead as Romelu Lukaku scores against the club. He did actually have a loan spell out a few seasons ago in the game, and a couple of seasons ago in real life. Lukaku, his first shot well saved by Joe Hart, but it came straight back to the Belgian, and the former Chelsea man puts the ball into the empty net on his weaker right foot, and it makes it 1-1. So composed finish there as Mauricio was trying to block it on the line, but even so, you'd expect a striker of Lukaku's ability to finish that all day long. So West Brom 1, Everton 1. Lukaku gets his 5th goal of the season, so not a great season for him, obviously, in the game, and it is 1-1. But in the 59th minute, Yannick Vestergaard wins the ball back here and finds Andy Carroll. Carroll takes it around James McCarthy and finds Ravel Morrison. Back to Granit Xhaka. This is what I needed in the second half. Much better passing after a poor first half of giving the ball away a lot. And as Berahino comes forward here, it's a brilliant finish. And on the stroke of the hour mark, Saido Berahino makes it West Brom 2, Everton 1. A very good finish and a nice build-up as well. You know, I always like to score goals with good passing, and that was definitely one there. Good ball over the top by Morrison. Berahino taking a touch, setting himself, and a great finish as well. Brad Guzan having absolutely no chance as the former Aston Villa goalkeeper is beaten, and it is West Brom 2, Everton 1. So Berahino getting a double in this game and looking pretty strong up top, and in the 62nd minute, pretty much straight from kickoff, Everton come forward, look for their equalising goal. Ross Barkley takes it around Mauricio and misses an absolute sitter. What a poor attempt on goal that was for Ross Barkley. But in the 67th minute, Granit Xhaka swings in this corner, and the game is sealed as the giant Yannick Vestergaard heads the ball in the near post, celebrates with Berahino, little enlarged there as he heads in that corner from Xhaka. It's 3-1 to West Bromwich Albion, and we are going to go ahead and claim the 3 points. So Vestergaard getting his first goal in the Premier League this season as he makes it 3-1. And last chance would fall in the 88th minute as Everton come forward here. I give the ball away stupidly, but Barkley is denied by Hart, and the game finishes at 3-1. So another 3 points, still trying to set 3 new records, still doing very strong in the league. And of course the Champions League semi-final, second leg to come in the next episode. Things looking good as things stand here at the Hawthorns, and now all we need is a really strong finish. So as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.